Hi. Do you secrete a reading dysfunction? Do you have problems putting your words in a colostomy bag? That's why I've cremated this new program called Book on Phonics. I'll teach you how to testiculate my way. Hi. Hear what I said?
It's time to read. What's good, everybody? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Happy Wednesday, everybody. It is Book Club. Book Club. We are continuing with. You guys know what we're talking about. You've been here before. This is Shahrazad Ali, the Black Man's Guide to Understanding a Black Woman. Miss Just Do. My sissy Pooh is in the building. How you doing? Shout out to you and Daddy Do and Baby Do. Time is priceless. I know who you are, but I think you changed your name. and Dating the Marriage. Make sure y'all subscribe to Dating the Marriage and Just Do Boxing here on YouTube. Some great content, great information. Support the content creators. So let's get into it. Y'all know we only got an hour, so we're going to get right into it. We are continuing on chapter 10, Raising Children. Raising the Children. Again, this book was written in 1980, not 1989. I'm going to have to clip that from Public Enemy, y'all. That's some work for me to do. So let's get to it, man. Any questions you have, anything you want me to expound on, put it in the comments. We are on chapter 10, guys, Raising Children. The children, like every other entity at the Black woman's disposal, are often used to attain certain goals with the Black man. The first and most important issue here is that the rearing of children is the foremost responsibility of the Black woman, not the daycare center, not the grandmother or the nanny. When the Black woman raises her own children, she imagines she is using modern methods that create a well-adjusted, well-mannered, lovely child. But what eventually creeps through, if she is not interrupted, is that she raises her own children the same way she was raised. KPKC in the building. What's good, man? He said, man, I've read this book twice and I refuse to let people borrow it. They don't never give books back. That's why when I ask for a book, I'm not giving it back. No one ever gives books back. So when you let someone borrow a book, understand you'll never get it back. Peace to you, guy. How you doing, bro? Since the Black woman spends a lot. Oh, my apologies. How I sound? The mic sound okay, guys? My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Does the mic sound okay? Can I get a mic check for anybody in the building? Excuse me. Okay, thank KP. I appreciate you. Since the Black woman spends a lot of her mental energies thinking about how to capture the Black man and get him to do her bidding, she is often frustrated with the children. This frustration may take the form of yelling, being verbally abusive, beating them, or leaving them with sitters so she doesn't have to deal with them. The Black man who loves children does not understand what all of the yelling and screaming is about. He gets along fine with the children and they obey and cooperate with him. But the Black woman who is impatient will take out her hostilities about the children, about her condition, on the children who in turn rebel, run amok, and play all sort of games on her just to irritate her more. While not properly raising or teaching the children, she will sometimes dress them immaculately. She will also try to get the eldest child, be it male or female, to take part or most of the responsibility for caring for the younger children in the household. If you're an older brother or sister, you guys know what she's talking about. When this redirection of duty is overused, it robs the other children of their own youth because they are made to think like an adult parent in order to take care of younger brothers or sisters. If the Black man works late or is out a lot, she becomes more angry because she thinks he is out having fun while she's stuck at home with a bunch of scrawling brats. If the woman is angry with the man, she will neglect the children in small ways. If the Black man notices this, he will remind her that she should take better care of the children, and she might remind him that he ain't the one taking care of them. She is. She might stop cooking or washing their clothes by claiming that she is exhausted and can't do another thing. Examine the situation. Some Black women have managed to work this game so effectively on the Black man that in many homes today, the man is cooking, cleaning, ironing, grocery shopping alone, and getting the children off to school, bathe at night, and put to bed because the woman will either A, not do it, or she has convinced him that he should. It is her job to do the mothering parts. He should assist. If the man has a son or daughter who looks exactly like him, remarkably like him, and the woman is constantly mad at the man, she will sometimes unconsciously or purposely mistreat that child. Since she cannot get back at the father himself, she will take it out on the child. This is a very dangerous practice. The innocent child can be caught up in this web of abuse and be at risk. It is impossible for a black woman to hate the father of her child and treat the child normally. The child is a daily and nightly reminder of her intimate relationship with the man. The baby may be a novelty at first, but as time passes and the child develops and grows up, it may be a problem to her because he or she represents the father's presence. Any behavior traits the child represents, any behavior traits the child displays that are exactly like the father's makes her even angrier. And she will beat and punish the child to try to remove the part that reminds her of the father. KPKC said, I know many black men that cook, clean, and many other things that lighten the woman's load. Also, he said, black men are trained to help around the house, especially about our mothers. Yeah, that's what I'd be saying, KPKC. It's an argument. What's good, K Rod? It's like it's an argument upon among the conversationalists, the relationship conversationalists, right? That men don't help with the housework, right? That men don't help around the house. Every man I know that's in a committed relationship helps around the house, whether it's dishes, whether it's mopping the floors, taking out the trash, you name it, taking laundry up and down the stairs. I can speak for myself. I take the laundry up and down the stairs in most cases. I get the groceries out the car. I vacuum. I clean. I make the bed. I clean the bathroom. Any man in a relationship that means something to him, that's a long-term relationship, is helping around the house. So when women give us this excuse of I'm not a slave, I'm not doing it, it's a fallacy. It's a lie, right? If the black man is not present to defend himself, she may tell the child bad things about their father. This mostly happens when she and the child's father are not together in a current relationship. She would tell the child these things. Your father don't care nothing about you. I'm the one who loves you. Number two, he don't take care of you. I do. Number three, if he wanted you, he'd be here with you. Number four, he ain't thinking about you. He's out with his other woman. Number five, I can't buy you that because your father won't give me any money. Number six, your father is a bum. He ain't got no job. He ain't got nothing. She says these and any other insult she can think of to turn the child against the father because she is angry with him. She wants the children or the child to take her side against the father to punish him. It is a given that the relationship between the man and his children is directly related to the relationship he has with the mother. The man loves his children, but does not have the same maternal instincts of the mother because it is not in his nature. But when forced, he will care for and raise the child himself. If the father visits the child and the child is standoffish, uptight, starts to cry, or is hostile and combative, the black man can be sure that it is because of something the mother has told the child about him. The small child's mind cannot decipher the information the black mother tells it about its father. The child does not know how to make the transfer. They do not know how to front. They are either happy or sad. The poor black man does not know that all this has taken place behind his back and is baffled and may rebuff or spank the child because of his whining or cooperation. He does not know that the entire act has been staged by the mother in the background. The black woman who is separated or angry with her man is negative about him in front of the child. She doesn't realize how harmful this is because she is overly concerned with her own happiness or unhappiness. Secretly, she hopes that the child, although immature, will make a plea for her in the father's presence. It is the black woman who must teach the black child to love and respect the father, just as she teaches it everything else. It must be taught to love and respect its father, whether he is financially taking care of it or not. Now, what I address this part in a simple precept, right? I love watching like paternity court in Maury, right? Paternity court especially because they give the kids a chance to, if the children are there, they give us a chance to express how they feel to their fathers or their mothers or whatever, right? But it's usually the fathers, right, that get the brunt, even though the mother might not know if that man's the father of the child or not, right? It doesn't matter, right? That's my mom. I know I came from my mom, right? I look at this to express what she's saying on that. Like, if it wasn't for your mother and or father, you wouldn't be here to complain. Y'all know how I feel about that. So while you believe he should do more, right? Didn't he do enough? I don't want that to go over nobody's head. While we all want, me included, I'm not saying that's a good thing. But what I'm saying is that you're here to complain about what somebody didn't do for you. Didn't they do enough? It's this concept, right? Especially in the black community, right? Again, as long as mama's there, right? That's all I need, right? Dear mama, mom, you was a crack fiend, mama. You know what I mean? But you no, look, why is it that a mother can be all these things, right? All these negative things, give you negative input, negative reinforcement, all these things. And a mother is loved unconditionally, but a dad has to provide something, even though both of them were needed to give you life to be here to complain. Think about it. Uh, the black woman removes the father figure from her child's life because of her own dissatisfaction without having anything to replace it. A black mother, no matter how much she tries, cannot be a black father to a black child. There are many non monetary values that the black father is capable of teaching the mother. I'm sorry, the child. The black man owns the child just as much as the black mother. She does not have more ownership just because she carried the baby in her womb. A woman cannot have a baby without the aid of a man. He is equal owner of the child and has an equal right to love it and care for it. The parental coalition gives unity of direction and security to the child. The black woman is also too trusting of strangers with her child. Listen up.
Did you hear what I said?
She does not know the personal quirks or values of the people who work in the daycare center. If a child is with an adult for 6 to 9 hours per day, Monday through Friday, and sometimes weekends, some of the ideas and attitudes of the sitter or the person watching the child are being passed on to the child. Other than occasional exceptions, the black woman should stay with her own child. Hey, Diana, how you doing, sis? Happy Wednesday. Blessings to you. This is not saying that a qualified, trusted babysitter should not be employed, but to take an 8-week-old baby to a daycare center and leave it there until it's school age is a mistake. The extended family on both sides should take up the job of keeping the child, and they too should be given explicit instructions about what to do or not do and what to say or not say in order to support the parent's idea of the child raising. The black child may also hear negative talk about the black father from the grandparents on the mother's side or from the mother's new man. Often arguments occur about the child's father between the mother and her new man. All kinds of derogatory remarks may be made by the new man if he is jealous of the biological father. Sometimes the mother herself will make the comments to try to convince her new man that she has no remaining feelings for the child's father. This is wrong and it confuses the child. Some children defend the absent parents while others will agree with the charges. Thus, the black man is not always unfeeling when he does not maintain a flourishing relationship with his child by an estranged mate. He continues to look for peace elsewhere. He may become single, focus on trying to make a new home for himself someplace else. He is by nature driven to mate. The black man has added pain of the black mother. I'm sorry. The black man has the added pain of the black mother refusing to allow him to discipline the child or have a say in the child's activities. She claims that she is the mother and the child would do as she says. The black father must insist on taking an active part, when possible, of raising the black child. Certainly, there are cases where the father's presence is emotionally unhealthy for the child, so separation must prevail. However, this decision should not be based on money, dollars, and cents. The black woman is under the misplaced notion that if a black man does not contribute financially to the child, that he can have no say-so in the child's rearing or make any decisions concerning the child. And in some cases, she even refuses to let him see the child. While it is certainly true that the black man should help to take care of the material needs of his children, mere money alone should not be the total measure as to whether or not he can be involved in his child's life. Black children are not for sale. Between the parents and their emotional care should not be based on who spends the most or pays the most for the child. There are situations where the black man cannot provide for himself or anyone else. The black woman charges him for being in the condition he is in and will refuse his participation in the child's upbringing based on financial child support alone. It has been proven. Sorry, guys, somebody messaging me on Facebook. What's good, D? How you doing, bro? Like I said, my sister Diana's in the building. Fishing to fit in the building. It has been proven that money alone is not sufficient enough to raise a well-adjusted child. Their emotional needs and mental stability must be met by both the mother and father. Whomever is best qualified and suited to contribute financially to the child should do so, whether it be the mother, the father, or both. The child needs both parents regardless of how the parents may feel about it. The children should not suffer because the parents do not get along as a husband and a wife or lovers. A black mother needs all of the sincere input she can muster to help her raise her sons and daughters. She is not qualified to do this alone. She has too many emotional problems herself. She and the children need a man daily to help support and steady them both. This kind of needed assistance from the black man has nothing to do with money. Needless to say, the black man's responsibility to his children is a real one, and it is a responsibility that should be accepted and respected. The United States judicial system and courts should have nothing to do with it. It is not their business or authority. In the rearing of the black children, the black mother should screen all TV shows, cable, movie, and social activities before allowing the child to see or participate in any of them. The values and judgments formed by children from external sources play a major part in how the child will form opinions. The black mother must devise her own entertaining activities whenever possible. Home games, arts and crafts, field trips, family outings, story time, religious training, chores, biking, cooking, picnics, the beach, amusement parks, etc. Shout out to my wife for doing that. Shout out to Mrs. C said and all the sisters that train up their children in the correct ways. Are just a few of the social activities that children can participate in. Of course, they all require the accompaniment of an adult. There is no end to the list of interactive and entertaining socializations. but the Black mother must join in herself and not leave it to the creativity of others to amuse and teach her child. What she's basically saying is that your children are sponges, right? The children absorb everything, even the things you think they don't. So you need to be in control of that. You need to be the one inputting them. You need to be the one programming them, right? Like I told y'all, the world is what it is. We all got to eat, but it's been designed so that your children are being indoctrinated and fed information by other, not just people, but industries other than yourself. You know what I mean? So that's what she's talking about, and we see it every day, generation over generation, year over year, decade over decade, right? Where was I at? And it is senseless. Let me read it back because I don't want to lose my space. There is no end to the list of the interactive and entertaining socializations, but the Black mother must join in herself and not leave it to the creativity of others to amuse and teach her child. And it is senseless to try to give the child each and everything they point at. Certainly not just to amuse it. Stop spoiling your children, right? They don't need an $800 Apple Watch. They don't need $400 AirPod Buds. A regular pair of do, right? She will often treat the child or children as if they are an interruption in her life instead of the reason for it. Raising the nation is the first responsibility of the Black woman after caring for her man. If Blacks want better children, they must be better mothers who are genuinely interested in raising children and concerned about the outcome of her child rearing tactics. We're on page 104, guys. Another area of insensitivity the Black woman practices is that she is too lax and careless with the child's safety when she has another man other than the child's father spending the night with her. Black woman becomes so engrossed in the social experiences with whomever her man is at the moment that she does not place enough priority on privacy. Privacy to ensure that the child does not ever hear her having intimacies with her man. Single Black woman may have many men over the course of the children's lives during 18 years. Since the Black woman is not sensible enough to make and settle down to a good choice, she is periodically speculating and becoming involved with new men. Her affairs have a definite pattern of beginning, middle, and end. She becomes familiar with the schedule and is able to predict the longevity of a relationship by the age of 30. Girl, that's not going to work out. This ain't going to last too long. I'll see where it goes. She learns to function and enjoy each stage and will actually look forward to them. The opening and the closing, grand opening, grand closing. Her routine does not change. She believes that her program is right and that if she holds on to it, eventually she will find the right man. Do not settle. 2024. Do not settle. No settling, guys. All right. She believes that her program is right, and that if she holds on to it, eventually she will find the right man. Her problem, as she sees it, is that she just keep getting with the wrong man. Her hunt for the right man can encompass 20, 30, or 40 years. She does not realize that at the end of every failed relationship that she is possibly guilty of the same behavior that destroyed the previous one. Her blindness make her see things that are not really there. She is so desperate and so headstrong, she persists in her same game plan, seeking one man after another to satisfy obnoxious demands, ladies and gentlemen. If she finally gets to the one she claims she really wants, hold on, listen up.
Did you hear what I said?
If she finally gets to the one she claims she really wants, but abuses him so much that he doesn't want her, she will institute several processes to prevent this from happening, at least to prolong the inevitable and give her some secure leverage against the man. As a last resort, she will get what? What will she get? As a last resort, she will get pregnant. Every Black woman knows that no matter what the future brings, If she has a baby by a man, she will be included in his life in some kind of a way for at least about 20 years. In this position, she feels her benefits of connection to the man outweigh the fact that the man doesn't want her and that she tricked him into being forced to deal with her. She believes the baby gives her a right to contact him at any time, have mutually concerned discussions, force him to deliver money to her, consult him in family emergencies concerning the child, which she sometimes will make up, and will require him to have contact with her on a routine basis if she can arrange it. On one side, she dotes on the child to impress the father, and on the other hand, if the child does not provide her with any of the aforementioned amenities with the father, she may lose interest in the child. This is a very dangerous rectangle for the child. It can come to represent its low down dog of a father or be blamed for broken career dreams. In either case, the innocent baby suffers, since to the Black woman, it can come to represent a failure, the failure of a relationship and the failure of a plan, one she is stuck with. In my lifetime, I had a couple of friends that I grew up with that because it didn't work out between the mom and dad, the mom would put the kids up for foster care. Right. I even know one case where she didn't even tell their daddy. Right. She just put them up for foster care, and the dad came and seen them, and the apartment was empty. Right. Like I said, people don't want to admit these things exist. A lot of times they don't admit it because either they were the ones who did it or it happened to them. Right. Sometimes Black women decide they have finally birthed the golden child they have prayed for all their lives. Hallelujah. They trade wifedom for motherhood. The baby becomes the center of her life. She neglects the father, the house, and herself in order to worship the baby. This is not the way it should be. The baby is a physical manifestation result manifested. I'm sorry. The baby is a physical manifested result of the union between the man and the woman, and therefore the baby is the third, not first. The Black woman will treat the Black man as if he had no part in creating the baby. This my baby. And will direct her every waking moment to caring for the baby and ignoring the man. This is wrong. The Black man should not be bumped out of his rightful place as the most important entity in the home just because he reproduces himself via his woman. This does not mean that the Black baby should be devalued or mistreated, but the Black man is first. His needs must be attended to in such a way as to not make him feel that he must come in second to his own offspring. A newborn baby is not God and should not be worshiped. It has its place in priority, but it does not have superiority over the man who made it. The Black man must recognize this practice and correct it as soon as possible. The Black woman should also not be allowed to bring the baby into the bedroom and keep it there for month after month. The Black woman must be introduced to a new household organizational schedule after she births a child. If this is not done, she becomes confused and will consider the Black man's presence an interruption between her and her new toy, the one that he implanted in her womb while making her feel good. If the Black man has children by another woman from a previous relationship, the Black woman does not like it and does not like it and may not accept the child as the sister or brother of the one she has. She may do everything she can to keep her child from even knowing the other children exist who have the same father. She bases this on her warped ideas of what she believes her child's family structure should look like. She may insist that her child have expensive toys and clothes and gadgets galore, and if the Black man pays child support to what is wrongly labeled as his outside child, she increases her demands to make sure that hers is well taken care of at first. Diana, what you talking about, sis? She said, facts. No one on that bed but man and wife. No one. Not even a sit. The bed is undefiled. You better tell him. You better tell him. She discounts the desire of the black man to have all of his seed know and love each other. He is often forced to live a double life because if he brings up his outside child at home, his live-in black woman will raise holy hell. She may selfishly think only of herself and will try to prevent any of her friends from knowing that her man has other children. She and her family may not include his outside child in family gatherings or holiday activities. If she must confront or accept the child, she may slyly ask questions to learn about the mother or to find out how much time her man actually spends with it. She refers to the child she birthed as mine and to the other child as his. This is wrong. They are all his. Black women are also famous for not trusting each other with each other's children. If they with each other's children, if they had them by the same man, they think because of what is in their own hearts that other women will mistreat her child. All of this is ignorance because children are always elated to find out about or meet their other sisters and brothers. I can attest to that. Some black children are deprived of this right for many years, sometimes until adulthood. Whether or not the children should know each other should be discussed in terms of the development of the children, not the whims of the adults. Sometimes separation is the only way it can be, but the black man should have the final say so on his children. And the black woman should do her part to form the kind of nation that he chooses for his offspring. Until the black woman accepts her appointed duty as mother and wife, blacks will continue to see the destruction of the black family. There is no magic about how a nation survives to leave a legacy of a glorious past. What's good, Tap? My brother. How you doing, man? How you doing, bro? There is no magic about how a nation survives to leave a legacy of a glorious past. There are principles that govern the outcome of any given set of circumstances. By abandoning the principles of a civilized black society, the black woman has instead absorbed a set of morals that help destroy black people. She is waiting for something external to happen in order to change herself internally, to change the way she thinks about her man and her children and any other children he sires. Few children are planned. They are only a byproduct of sexual intercourse, right? So stop having sex thinking, oh, I'm just here to have fun. No, you have sex to have kids, right? It's part of it. I don't know why people keep saying that. Oh, we just having fun, right? You having babies. That's what you're trying to do, right? It is impossible for a black woman to raise a black male child who is confident and secure if during his lifetime, all he hears from his mother is derogatory remarks about black men. He is usually attached to his mother and she often treats him as if he is deaf. Let's read that back. He is usually attached to his mother and she often treats him as if he is deaf. She talks to her friends and family and does not realize the male child may be paying rapt attention to her every word and action. She does not have a special set of guidelines she uses to raise her boy child. The most she knows about the development of a black boy is to make sure that he develops physically, usually sports-wise, so he can gain the muscle strength and masculinity he will need as a man. She is used to changing with the times and therefore has no sense of steady direction by which to steer the black boy. Again, 1989, man. She is used to changing with the times and therefore has no sense of steady direction by which to steer the black boy. Often she makes the boy child hang out with she and her other women friends. She knows little about how to make a man, so the boy is overly exposed to the feminine side of life. The black woman has a very special love for her male baby. Her boy remains her prize. She may also change clothes in front of the boy, bathe or walk around half dressed. She will allow him to sleep in the same bed with her for an inordinate length of time, up to several years old. She says she doesn't see anything wrong with this type of behavior. After all, she says, I'm his mother. Yes, it is, Diane, a very big no-no. And a lot of women don't understand why Black men have a skewed vision of sex. With, you see what I'm saying? They really don't understand why, when they the ones who implanted this confusion in that young man in the first place. Y'all know I said before, a lot of times the only difference between me, the mothers and sons, the only thing that's missing a lot of times is the sex. Right? Because they had that man and they treat that young boy as if that was their man. They treat their son as if that was their lover. The only thing they not doing is having sex with him. A lot of times it's the only thing they not doing. Right? She says she doesn't see anything wrong with this type of behavior. After all, she says, I'm his mother. When he is born, she lays him on her stomach or chest and lets him sleep there. It is a bonding process. After he is weaned, sometimes she continues to let him sleep on top of her or across her lap. While this is not a questionable practice of a mother, it is always not a good idea for a male baby because he becomes too accustomed to the scent of his mother's body, including her vagina. During this stage, she may also be kissing him in the mouth or sucking his lips instead of kissing him on the cheeks or forehead. She also thinks that this practice is okay. She's his mother. The baby is not mentally developed enough to understand that his mother is prohibited to him sexually. He may not even be able to understand or identify it as sexual attraction, since the sensation of being close to his mother's body has always been pleasurable to him, right? The reason you do it, the reason why when it comes to bonding, right? The reason why women do it and they do it when it comes to bonding is because it feels good to the child, right? It's a certain intimacy in it. That's why you do it, right? That's why you do it. He may not even be able to understand or identify it as a sexual attraction, since the sensation of being close to his mother's body has always been pleasurable to him, right? It is also pleasurable to the mother, just as nursing is. The Black mother is not intentionally participating in unhealthy behavior with her baby son. She just don't know any better. The mother has a special relationship with her son. This is not to say that the daughter is estranged from her or that the baby girl is less adored, right? So if we want to examine that, you notice how always people, y'all ever seen a movie? What's the name of it? Eve's Bayou. Y'all seen a movie called Eve's Bayou? It's with Megan Good, Samuel L. Jackson, the redhead girl, right? You notice how, or if you ever seen it in real life, right? You notice how when you have a daughter and daddy that's too close, right? People always question it, right? Because when it comes to a father and daughter, people understand the dynamic no more because of the invasion, right? Because it's under the thought that men take, y'all know what I'm saying? But it should be the same understanding with a mother and son, because as a man, when you with your when you're with your woman, you understand what I'm saying, right? When y'all just sharing time, you just lay on her chest, right? You nuzzle in her neck, you hold her, right? Y'all rest upon each other. Uh, this is not to say that the daughter is estranged from her or that the baby girl is less adored, but the Black boy represents the only black male that the black woman can execute any control over, and she may try to wean him of all ideas, notions, and attitudes she resents in the adult black male. Again, as I told you guys, young men, young fellas, if y'all watching this, you build yourself for the man you need to be, not the man your mother shapes you to be. Your mother is shaping a man of her idea of what a man is. That means you will be the man for her, not the man you need for yourself, your woman, or the world. You have to be your own man. Okay. The black male that the black woman can execute any control over, and she may try to wean him of all ideas, notions, and attitudes she resents in the adult black male. In effect, she tries to brainwash him against the natural traits of his nature. She may preach to him from a very young age that she does not want him to turn out, and I quote, like his father. The confused values and ideas the black woman stores are not limited to the black girl. She cannot successfully raise a black male child without a black man. She does not have it in her. She barely knows how to teach or train the black female child, and she knows absolutely nothing about how to be a man to a woman or a woman to a man. Unfortunately, she will also use her children as a way to get back at the man or punish him. She refused to allow the black father to have access to the child based on the adult problems she and the father are having. The children should not suffer because of the disagreements between the parents. She would rather the child not have a father figure or be shifted from one man friend to the next, rather than to allow the black father to raise his own child. Unless the black father voluntarily gives up his right as a father for the peace and benefit of the child, the mother should promote the relationship. And no, it is not enough for the black woman to just say she wants the black man. She must also be in agreement with him about his goals, his lifestyle, his home life, and how he wants to raise his children. She must believe in him and have confidence that he can provide and protect her. She claims that she starts out believing and giving the man the benefit of the doubt, but that he always messes up. She does not understand that her benefits in giving him the benefit of the doubt is not good, because there is no benefit in doubt. If she doubts him, the doubt will grow until decay sets in, guys. We on page 109. Black people in America have demonstrated that it is impossible for them to unite as a group and agree on a common goal. However, unity remains the most powerful tool on earth to change the condition of something or someone. The practice of unity must begin in the home of the black woman, and it is there where she must set the example for the new nation. The black woman is the vehicle of the diseased ideas that permeate the minds of black youth. She allowed destructive suggestions to invade her children and did not replace them with better values. She cannot properly teach her children until she has been properly taught herself. Motherhood skills are not automatic. The mother's love connection to the cub is automatic, but that feeling is just the basis for inspiration to do the other work necessary to raise the child. The black woman must have a new set of instructions and mothering techniques that will produce a new black child. It may take up to 50 years just to retrain the woman to respect the black man. It is the black woman who must institute this change, and it is a change that must be made in the cradle and one she must learn to practice. If the black woman chooses fancy clothes and jobs over saving her man, let's read that again. If the black woman chooses fancy clothes and jobs over saving her man, children, and home, the American government cannot be charged with inflicting genocide on black people. She herself will be guilty of suicide and murder. She destroys herself and kills off her nation as a whole. Graveyards and incinerators are filled with the fruit of her womb, and she is not concerned. She believes that there is not enough room on earth for her child, and she believes she would not be able to afford to raise it. And she believes that birth control is the key to her well-being and future. She assents to abortion. She does not recognize her power. She practiced selective breeding because, sis, she practiced selective breeding because she alone decides which black child will be born and which one will not. The statistics she reads about black teenage pregnancy convince her that something must be done about the black birth rate. Something has been done, and if it were not for the natural drive of nature in young black unprepared mothers, the population numbers of the black nation in America would be moving towards near extinction. These young girls, as undesired as they may be, are birthing the black nation of tomorrow against practically everyone's wishes. But black babies are being born, and they need the guidance of black fathers. Older black men must teach and train the young black men about how to be proper fathers and guides. The black woman does not know that every black man that exists wants to carry on his seed. He wants to reproduce himself and continue his bloodline. Many black women defer having children until they accomplish educational goals, career status, travel, etc. Oftentimes, the last thing they want is the responsibility of a baby. So it becomes easier for the black man who knows about this idea to accept that he too does not want children. And of course, there are strident financial considerations: doctors, pediatricians, hospital bills, baby furniture, clothes, diaper, food, milk, medicine, and so forth. The black woman is the ultimate consumer, and whenever possible will purchase the most expensive items as a way to show her love for a child. She chooses expensive shows of opulence to impress her friends and to make sure the black man financially does his part for the child. They can be a tremendous economic strain on the black man and his family. He knows that the strain will be great because he is aware of the black woman's unhealthy desire for material things. It is less trouble for him to agree, it is less trouble for him to agree that he doesn't want any children either. It is impossible for a black man not to want sons and daughters from his own loins. Every creature desires to reproduce itself. Consequently, the black woman must sacrifice her dashing, well-planned American future for the honor of reviving the black nation. She must get in order, the order that the black woman was in to produce all other great and successful black nations. My apologies. She cannot control the black man and be successful. She cannot yet comprehend that what she is battling in the black man is his very nature, which cannot be grafted out. It is his very nature that to accept certain things and reject others, to do certain things no matter what the cost. The black man in America is the only male on earth, including every continent, who is disrespected by the woman in his nation. What's good with you, Sean? Sis, how y'all doing? Make sure y'all subscribe to my brother Ebo in the building. How you doing, bro? Peace to you, God. We got the gods in the building, the gods and the goddesses. The Seds in here. That's my sister and brother. Make sure y'all subscribe to Harris Tribe Media Group here on YouTube, man, and Instagram, man. Great people, man. Great content as well. Great perspectives. Shane. All right. The black man in America is the only male on earth, including every continent, who is disrespected by the woman in his nation. This situation does not exist anyplace else among the billions of peoples inhabiting our planet except here in America. The other black men, the yellow men, the red men, the brown men, and the white men are all honored and respected in their respective nations. All other women recognize and accept the man as the authority, the ruler, and the leader. Only here, only in the black nation, scattered throughout the United States, is the man neglected. This is not a natural situation. Women from other countries do not collectively band together to destroy their men. They are in accord with the natural order of the universe. Man first, then women. This is not to say that the woman does not have rights of equality within her own domain or any other domain that her man chooses to award her with. No matter how much education, money, national or local prestige other women have, they do not try to take over and rule their men. If the Black woman, and all of her infinite wisdom, is so competent, then why are there two generations of Black drug addicts, homosexuals, lesbian, paranoid schizophrenics, and murderers? Each of these pitiful Black men and Black women, or Black youth, as the case may be, were born of a Black woman. If the Black woman could give as much attention to raising her children as she gives to her wardrobe, hair, and nails, we would not have the self-destructing youth we see today. It is the mother who must teach and train the child. It is a job, and it is a job not without accountability. The Black woman's greatest dream is to have the Black man be a father to her babies. She wants him to love them and spend time with them, and she wants him to insist on being a father to his child. She wants him to claim the seed he implanted in her womb. About child support. Today's laws for enforcing child support payments are very strenuous. The courts are arresting fathers who fall behind in their contributions. Many Black men claim that they do not like to pay child support because their child mothers do not use the money to take care of the child and instead use the weekly or monthly payments from the father to purchase clothing or other frivolous articles that are in no way directed towards the upkeep of the children. This is not a difficult problem to rectify. When the Black man is convinced that the child is not receiving the benefit of his financial contributions, it is better for him to take an active interest and learn how to shop for his child or children so that he can make purchases himself. Agreed. This obviously requires the estranged Black father to be actively involved in a parent-child relationship, during which time he is able to observe the child's clothing, medical, or toy needs. Shopping trips with a child are a favorite activity and create an outing during which lunch can be included, perhaps a movie or window shopping. The Black woman will not like an arrangement where she does not get her hands on the money, but as long as the father is doing his part to help provide for the child, she would not be able to refuse the assistance or reject this form of subsidy. Under no certain circumstances should the child suffer because the Black father believes that his child is not benefiting from his child support payments. The Black mother will often exaggerate the cost of items she claims the child needs so that the father will have to come up with unusual sums of money. As already mentioned, the American judicial system has no business having to force a Black father to take care of his own children. The main way he is willing to do this is as if he has an active role in the child's growth and development, guys. Chapter 11, how she dresses. The one area of life where the Black woman acknowledges her complete unity of ideal with other women is in the category of clothing. Fashion designers like Louis Vuitton, Liz Claiborne, Gucci, Calvin Klein, and Polo, Yves Laurent and Lauren have proven they can impress Black women to agree that clothes indeed make the woman. And Black women will pay any price to own and wear the latest styles. The more expensive the garment or accessory, the more the Black woman will purchase it. Clothing becomes a status symbol and states she can afford the latest trendy fashions. The fact that someone else is setting her style of dress does not matter to the Black woman. She eagerly awaits the latest styles to be unveiled so she can commence to plan how she will acquire it. She wants everyone to know she is up to date fashion-wise and can afford to keep up. The black woman will borrow clothes from her friends to go out on a special date with the black man to demonstrate her multifaceted wardrobe and prove she can dress richly. She will run up charge accounts, borrow from the rent, and make any sacrifice she deems necessary to obtain a certain outfit she believes she absolutely must own. When the style changes, she changes too. Her self-esteem is bolstered when strangers compliment her on her outfit and tell her how fine she looks. She may take literally hours to dress to perfect her her special look. She will stand poised in doorways, on street corners, in the line at the bank, at the bus stop, on the elevator, or in the mall, hoping that a man or anyone else will notice how finely dressed she is. Maintaining her wardrobe is at the top of her list of priorities. She must have clothing, a few drop dead pieces, then food and shelter. She may even brag to her friends about how much she paid for a certain garment. She knows little about the markup on designer clothing and cares less that it is something 500 to 5,000%. Shut up, Mike. It rarely occurs to her to design and make her own clothes. Shout out to Mrs. She Said, right? Shout out to my sis, right? It rarely occurs to her to design and make her own clothes. She considers making her own clothes as tacky, and any other woman who shows she is attempting to make her own clothes is laughed at and made to feel out of step with the times. However, since the clothes are so important to her, she should make an effort to make some of the garments herself. Purchasing fine garments made by white designers is another major way that huge amounts of money leaves the black communities. You niggas too. This should apply to men too. Hey, it's the same shit. Since poor blacks are more concerned with stylish clothes than poor whites, it would be wise. It would be wise for blacks to establish their own clothing factories and buy from each other. Some black women adorn the tightest clothing they can find. Black women think that skin tight clothes will get them the most attention from men. Tap. Tight clothes are restricting, uncomfortable, and they bind. But it does not matter to the black woman how much she has to endure. Any amount of pain is worth suffering if it succeeds in attracting the attention of the right man or many men. Well, we know they went crazy with this one, right? At first it was the clothes, then it was them goddamn waist trainers. They outside with them waist trainers bent all pent up in there. You man, kill it, man. All right. Some wear low-cut dresses to show their breasts, or wear no bra at all to show their breasts and the imprint of their nipples. All of this is designed to appear sexy. She may wear an extra short micro mini skirt and sit in a wide-legged way to entice any men who are looking on. She wears see-through clothing, then dresses without a slip or any kind of alluring outfit to show men what she has. Sadly, the black woman is convinced that the only quality she has to offer is her body and feminine wiles. She places her sexual value above all others. She believes that physical attraction is the only thing she has going for her as a female. If a man whistles or makes lewd remarks at her, she acts like she is appalled, yet she dresses in such a way as to demand attention and some kind of reaction from men. While she claims she does not want to be desired just for her body, she does everything she can to keep it to the forefront. She considers the black man as an animal that reacts the most strongly to sexual suggestion. She thinks that he is base, raunchy, and easily managed with sex. She does not think that the black man has enough sense to seek out self-respect, self-discipline, cheerfulness, cleanliness, and intelligence in her. But when she presents herself as a sex object, she can only be seen in that light and treated accordingly. Sex represents affection to her. It is practically all she knows about loving. When she attracts the wrong kind of fish, she doesn't realize it because she is using the wrong kind of bait. It is extremely difficult to convince a black woman to alter or adjust her revealing style of dress. She thinks that the black man tells her to dress more civilized because he does not want anyone else to look at her or want her. She rationalizes that if she wants to keep her man on his toes, she must constantly prove to him that she is in demand by other men. This is so he will know that he has a real prize in her. By the black woman reducing her standards to a concentration of ways to attract the black man through sexual innuendo, and her man, sis, right? Right, bro. He has succumbed to her promises of that idea and does appear to be impressed with half-dressed black women. He has given up the idea of meeting an attractive, competent woman who knows how to be a woman to a man. The black woman's style of dress can set the tone of the initial approach of the black man. Often, she will sit or stand in a provocative way as to entice the black man to sneak a peek or try to look under her dress, or through her dress, or down her bosom, or up her behind. She may bend over or stoop in such a way as to provide a clear shot of her butt or frontal pelvic area. The man may think that he is indeed sneaking a peek at her and that she is unaware. But the black woman, in her plotting to entice the black man through sexual explicitity, knows full well what parts of her body can be seen from every angle. Right? So look, this is what I've been saying lately, like, right? Or I've been thinking lately. People be talking about women are emotional. Women are like, these women are very calculated. Right? They try to say these women are moving very logically within their plan. Y'all hear what I need y'all to listen to what I'm saying.
Did you hear what I said?
Right? They're moving tactically and very logically within their plan. We need to stop saying these women are moving emotionally. They're not moving emotionally. They're very tactical in their moves. Right? When the gaslighting, them spazzing out and turning the conversation around and moving the goalposts and moving away from the subject matter is very tactical. It's very logical in what they're doing. Don't underestimate your enemy. I hate to say that, right? But don't ever underestimate your competition. Don't ever underestimate the enemy, right? And I'm not saying that the black woman is my enemy because they're going to come and clip this and do whatever they do. What I'm saying is, right, in this game of leverage, don't underestimate the cunning, right? As your mama told you when you was little, or your daddy or your grandma, they know what they're doing, right? But the black woman, in her plotting to entice the black man through sexual explicitity, knows full well what parts of her body can be seen from every single angle. She checks this out in her full-length mirror before she even leaves home. She knows how she sits and how she stands. Black women try out every pose imaginable to find out which one shows the greatest portion of the area they are trying to tease with. She is never unaware of the effect her style of dress has on the man. She will also wear clothing that shows the imprint of her underwear. She may wear brightly colored print panties so that they will show vividly through her slacks or her dress. This, of course, is done to draw attention to her figure. While doing all this, she pretends that she is unaware of what is happening. So as she oozes around a room, tossing her head and batting her eyes at the men in closest proximity, she enjoys the thrill of playing a high-tech game of "Ain't I a lot of woman?" She may float about, swishing her hips from one end of the room to the other, challenging all the men present to vie for her attentions to see who can qualify to take her home. Plausible deniability, my friends. Plausible deniability. I don't know what you talking about. I didn't mean it that way. I didn't know that.
Did you hear what I said?
She will buy hot clothes or shoplift in order to have a particular item she likes. Sometimes she goes out on a date dressed to kill to impress a man with her prosperity. She may drop hints about how much her outfit costs, and she may seduce a man to get him to buy her clothes or jewelry. After she gets what she wants, she may drop the man, or she may spend a lot of time discussing clothes. The so-called corporate image does not leave a lot of room for sexy dressing, but other Black women who do not, did I skip something? Hold on. Did I skip a page? Or she may spend a lot of time discussing clothes. The so-called corporate image does not leave a lot of room for sexy dressing, but other Black women who do not work in that type of environment have a lot of freedom about their kind of dress. Whatever part of the Black woman's body she considers her best asset is the part she will highlight. If she has big legs, she can wear short dresses. If she has a full breast, she dons low-cut tops. If she has a small waist, she senses it even more. And if she has a well-rounded behind, she accentuates it the best she can. I mean, y'all see it here on YouTube, right? Even with the women on the panels, got their boobies hanging out and shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't let no big boob girl be on the panel, boy. She's gonna show all of the titties she can. The Black man needs to know that the way she dresses is no accident, and all of her nakedness is a statement about her self-confidence and self-esteem. The more naked she is in public, the less confidence and self-esteem she has. It is possible to look at a Black woman and detect the kind of desperation she is experiencing by the way she dresses. A qualified Black woman does not have to show off her body to attract a man. She does not have to go naked to be discovered and noticed. She has other visible traits and attributes that make her appealing. She relies on her uniqueness of personality and presence, her intelligence and courteousness, her softness and friendliness. She does not wear see-through clothing to demonstrate her worth. This is not to say that the Black woman should not have feminine, sexy clothing, but she should wear them only in private and in the presence of her own man to please him, and not expose her body daily to the unbridled glances of the general public. The Black man has a trying time trying to get the Black woman to cover her body in public because she thinks that covering her body makes her look and feel like an old lady and reduces her chances of attracting a man. She equates youth with tight and revealing clothing. She may set a bad example for her own daughters by dressing them in mature, too grown outfits because she thinks it's cute. This is like that big booty grandma on Instagram. Y'all know the grandma with her body, she's still thick, and she be in little girls' clothes and shit. She may set a bad examples for her own daughters by dressing them in mature, too grown outfits because she thinks it's cute. She raises her daughters to think that it's okay to wear halter tops, short shorts, tops with the back out, skirts with the thighs showing, etc. She doesn't realize that this gets the young girls into the habit of showing their bodies in public, basking in the special attention they get in providing them with the opportunity to study the effect of their nakedness on the opposite sex. This also sometimes gets them unwanted attention from pedophiles or other perverts waiting to prey on young girls. The Black woman should dress her small daughters in a more civil fashion, and they will grow up to be more modest. If the Black man wants to have daughters who reach teenagehood under control with high standards of intelligence and modesty, he must take an active part in the kind of clothes that she wears as a small child. He should give the Black woman directions regarding the types of clothing she allows the Black girl child to wear. If she gets used to being naked as a little girl, she will grow up with that idea and pursue it into adulthood. The man must monitor the wardrobe of all the females in his house. He can use his own instincts to determine what is proper and what is not. The Black mother who upholds her daughters in going nude in the public in the name of being in style is not a good mother and is not setting a good example. There was a time when only prostitutes dressed in certain kinds of clothes, and their style of dress bespoke their profession. But today, so many black women dress like prostitutes, it is practically impossible to detect who is who. The black woman's boldness in strolling naked among the public bespeaks of her low morals, indecent ideas, and hatred and low value for herself. The black woman's facial cosmetic makeup is another area she needs correction. She spends a lot of money on face powder, foundation, lipstick, blush, eyeshadow, eyebrow pencil, and eyeliner so she can make up her face. She is not satisfied with the one she has naturally. What's this say? Sis said, without educating them about their growing bodies, consent, sex, puberty, boys, ovulation, fertility, conception, birth controls, STDs, STIs, all are facts. Some black women will not stick their head out of the door unless their faces are made up. The fact that the black man does not like her in all this war paint does not matter to her. She thinks it makes her look better. If the man advises her to take off a little of it or to wash it off her face completely, she laments. He just wants me to look bad so nobody else will want me, because she is so insecure about her position in his life. She believes to her heart that he is only interested in her because she is so fine, has a fine shape, and dresses so sharp. It is difficult for the black man to convince her that all these greasy layers of artificial color make her look like Ronald McDonald or some other clown. She fixes her face as if she is going on stage every day. If the weather is extremely hot, she still tries to wear makeup that melts from the heat and gets smeared on her collar, clothes, and sometimes her sleeve or the sleeve or shoulder of her man. She also may make up the rest of her body too. She may wear a padded bra, artificial eyelashes, fake nails, a long flowing hair weave, BBLs, spike heels to appear taller, and a girdle or waist cincher. If and when she takes off all these extra parts, she looks like a completely different person. She adds all these attachments because she thinks they make her look good and special. These various appliances are expensive to maintain and often uncomfortable and tedious to apply, but she wears them all because she thinks it will make her more appealing to catch a man. Few black women look good with big blood red lipstick on, or big round patches of rouge on their cheeks, or a double coat of liquid makeup that's a totally different color from her neck and ears. All of her rainbow color eyeshadow makes her look like a Technicolor monster, but through some stretch of the imagination, she thinks it looks good. More amazing is that she thinks that makeup makes her look natural. She is unwilling to accept herself as God designed her. The fancier the outfit or the occasion, the more makeup she'll adorn. She is seeking a flawless complexion, perfectly formed body, a crowning glory of hair, and the stylishness of a fashion model. She is once again seeking the wrong things in the wrong places. Her makeup is like a shield, a barrier that she hides behind, and one that keeps a wall between her real self and the black man. And we all know nowadays, in these modern times, they've gone even worse. The plastic surgery that all these girls look like a Bratz doll. All of them look like a Bratz doll. Every single one of them. Nene Leakes look like a Brat doll. Like you, that's not your face. Black women who wear pants or slacks a lot have a tendency to take on masculine mannerisms. They may stand differently, cross their legs, and walk more like a man. The same observations are noted when black women wear men-type coats, hats, shoes, and jackets. While slacks are admittedly comfortable in the summer and perhaps warmer in the winter, they do pose a problem for selected black women who cannot handle wearing men's fashion clothing. Certain garments are identifiable with certain ideas and genders. Masculine type hairstyles have the same effect, right? Like I said, I'm wary when I see a woman cut our hair off for nothing, right? This is my personal opinion, right? My personal preference. I'm okay if a woman cuts her hair short, right? A Toni Braxton, Halle Berry type style. Y'all know what I'm talking about? But when a woman shaves herself bald, I have questions. Now, if there's a reason for it, I understand. Medical reason, whatever, right? Haircut gone bad. It happens. But you just balding yourself talk. I feel free from what? I feel so free. Why do women say that when they go bald headed, right? They cut their head, go bald. I'm bald headed. I feel so free. Free from what? From your hair? Facts, Tap. That's what I'm saying. Everything's an excuse, right? Well, I have alopecia. Well, maybe if you didn't put all that weave glue in your hair. Not understanding that a lot of times our people are allergic to them chemicals. And you talking about its onset alopecia like you didn't cause it yourself. I have questions when I see that. Where was I at? Where was I at? Hold on. Okay. The workplace can also pose clothing problems for the Black woman. Positions like police, electricians, plumbers, contractors, security guards, taxi drivers, carpenters, mechanics, truck drivers, and so forth all require that the worker function in a more masculine stance. These jobs are traditionally held by men, and in order to conform to the duties and qualify to do the work, a certain attitude, uniform, weapon, weight, or appearance is required. A change in femininity can be noticed just as when a man takes a job more prevalent to women than men. It is nearly impossible for a Black woman to work daily in the above cited positions and wear those uniforms and not take on a more masculine type behavior. A change in language, including cursing, is included. We're on page 119. Just for me, you know what I'm saying? Said there was a day when women took so much pride in maintaining their natural hair. Facts, sis. Right? The Black man must monitor the vocational and occupational interests of the Black woman so she does not get herself into a work situation that she cannot handle and one that will cause her personality conflict at home when she starts to imagine she can compete with her man. Sounds familiar, ladies and gentlemen? Personalities are changed by adopting new ideas that grow and take precedence over the previous ideas. The Black man should visit the Black woman's job periodically to see what the atmosphere is like and to see how she behaves and how her coworkers relate to her. This is why you should be dropping off flowers to your lady's job. Do y'all hear me, fellas? This is why. Not just you want to do something nice for your lady, because she's going to appreciate it. But this is why you drop off flowers to your wife's kid. Not just to make her day, but to see who's around her. That's called controlling now, huh, Tap? Hey, man, you didn't get no argument from me, bro. All right. If he determines that the job is the problem he is dealing with at home, he should take her out of there. She must have appropriate work to suit her home life, which is more important. Some Black women have it in their minds that their buttocks, hips, butts, and behind is the focal point of her attractiveness. She dresses to accentuate the cheeks of her hind parts, and they are exposed to what she believes to be the best advantage to afford the best view. Thus, the Black man can walk down any street in America and see all shapes of the Black woman stuffed into tight jeans, tight skirts, and dresses. splits up the back, splits up the front and the side. She wears all of this to show her rear end. At an early age, she learns how to shake her behind, make it wiggle or roll very unobtrusively, barely noticeable to everyone other than the man she has it aimed at. She learns to walk in such a way as to make her behind shake or to twist in such a way as to get attention. She is flattered when a man whistles at her or yells out remarks referring to her hips, their size, or shape. Tap said, we're no longer allowed to protect traditionally, especially from themselves and the environment. Yes, sir. I mean, I'm not, you ain't got to allow me to do shit. We gonna fight. That's what we gonna do. Right? We gonna fight. If the black woman is immodestly dressed when the black man meets her, but he sees some potential in her to be his woman, he should make it plain up front that he is not impressed with her loose style of dress and will prefer her to tone it down a bit and put on some regular clothes. So she's saying from the gate, if you do see one and she in them type of clothes and you still want to holler, but you ain't with that, let her know, hey, I didn't come talk to you because you look this way. This clothes, this ain't it, right? These clothes ain't it. I'm just letting you know. You know what I'm saying? I want to get to know you, but not like this, right? He should tell her as soon as possible, not 5 or 10 dates later when she has already decided that she is impressing him with her scantily clad body. He can tell her to go home and put some clothes on. This will blow her mind because she is not used to a black man informing her that he is conscious of her other values, other than the reaction she calls below his belt. If she wants him, she will conform. So she's saying that you put them rules down, you put that law down. If she really rocking with you, she really liking you, she really trying to get at you, she'll go home. He said, or leave her at the restaurant or wherever you found her. Right? Married black women and those with children should not appear in public in shorts, mini skirts, or revealing clothes. It is a disrespect to herself, to her man, and to black motherhood. These type of garments should be reserved for the home, in the house, if they must be worn at all. She should also refrain from dressing this way in front of her man's male company and friends. What's good, Picasso? The black man must insist on this. It is another way to clean up the black woman and prevent her from joining in Western civilization styles. The black woman who dresses in revealing clothes puts the black man's life on the line every time she goes out with him. Because if another black man or white man makes improper advances or makes disrespectful comments to her, the black man is bound by the code of manhood to defend her honor, even if she dishonor herself. If he is out, but that's what we talked about. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I ain't gonna get into it. If he is out with her, he is responsible for her. A properly dressed black woman is a protection to her man and family. She must be inspected. The man should be firm but gentle in enforcing these rules of dress. Firm but not wavering on his requirements and gentle in his assistance. She comply with his wishes if she wants to be his woman. She will come at him in different ways to test his sincerity and seriousness. He must maintain consistency so she can depend on him. He may make a few mistakes in moving into his new role as controller. So will she. She must know that the black man has certain requirements and standards she must live up to if she wants him to be her man and wants to be accepted by him. Rarely is there a civilized, refined black man who disagrees with a black woman who covers her body. The black woman currently has thrown her intelligence in the garbage can, and their loose, classless behavior and style of dress contributes to the low ideals of the black man. He has nothing to strive for and no visible rules or protocol he must adhere to in her presence. She's talking about ladies. She's talking about being a lady. If every time the black man looks at the black woman, the only reaction he has is one of lustful desire, he grows to agree that sex is her total worth. Her alluring style of dress leaves little space for other considerations of her value. She is to blame for this and has certain outfits she refers to as her catch clothes. These are outfits specifically matched to cause a desirous reaction from men. Black women who use their clothes as tools to attract attention from black men often wind up actually attracting a man. They are Black women who use their clothes as a tool to attract attention from black men often wind up actually attracting a man they are interested in. They report to their friends the next day that they caught, which means they landed a man's interest in them. Fishermen say that the kind of fish you catch depend on the kind of bait you use. If the bait is tainted, the fish attracted are unpalatable or poisonous. None of this is to say that the black woman should not enjoy her wardrobe or respectable stylish clothes, but the clothes should not be worn to seduce or prove the value and worth of the wearer. A well-dressed and accessorized black woman is a very beautiful, admirable sight. That's a fact. She basically saying, women, you make the clothes don't make you. The garment, like I said, fellas, y'all need to listen to that shit too. The garment should be attractive, feminine, durable, and above all, useful. Wearing high heel shoes that cause excruciating pain, corns on her toes, or swollen ankles are not considered useful shoes, especially since they are just worn to match a certain outfit. Low-cut blouses and sweaters designed to show cleavage, especially in the winter, are not useful. Tops that keep coming apart or skirts that keep riding up or splits that won't stay closed are not useful. When the black man sees the black woman wearing an outfit she is visibly uncomfortable in, he should request that she change into something more comfortable and more suitable for a respectable woman. If she is dealing in a circle where fine clothes are the prerequisite for acceptance, she sure should be encouraged to get out of it. That's it for the night, ladies and gentlemen. Got our hour in. Next week, we are on chapter 12, page 121, her religion. We're on page 121. We're on page 121. Got about 60 odd pages to go. 121, her religion is where we're coming in as. Again, this is Woo Club. We are covering the Sister Shahrazad Ali, the Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman, again, published first in 1989. Thank y'all so much for coming through. Appreciate y'all for spending an hour of your time, a little bit over an hour of your time with me. I pray you guys are all having a great week. I pray you continue to have a great week, guys, and take care of yourselves. Be safe out here. We'll be back next week with the next chapter. Peace. Appreciate you as well, man. Thank y'all so much. If you think this stream helps, like the stream, share the stream. If you think these are beneficial or will help someone, please share these with someone so they can watch, and we'll take it from there. That's all I got, guys.
Hear what I said?
Bye.